Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabine from ZenNumerostar.com. Today's video is My SP has blocked me, what can I do? This video has been inspired by one of my lovely manifestors who is a new client of mine. And since this is a recurring question, I thought I would make a video out of it. Being blocked by a specific person is usually perceived as being a negative thing, and so you would consider it as a problem or a block to you manifesting your SP back in your life. Am I right? Well, the thing is, if you keep on seeing it as a negative thing, and therefore if you focus on the situation being a problem, you will not be unblocked anytime soon. Fact. I've talked to many manifestors who are resorting to affirming things like, my SP has now unblocked me and we constantly talk to each other. This affirmation can work only if you don't care about the outcome, or if you don't feel bad about the fact that you currently are blocked, or if you understand that energy being malleable, of course your affirmation will work in your favor. However, if you believe that it is going to be difficult for you to be unblocked because your SP is stubborn, for instance, or he's made it clear that it was over between the two of you, if you feel really upset about it, or if you think about your situation or circumstances non-stop to the point of being unable to enjoy life, this clearly will not work for you, and this is final. The reason being that your brain is under the impression that it will require a miracle of some kind for you to get unblocked. And you have your feelings backing up that story. In other words, with the simple word of unblocked, your brain will not see the unblocked situation, but rather will refer to you being blocked. You may even feel upset or tearful or discouraged, but because you have heard that you need to persist, you still keep on affirming that your SP has not unblocked you and all the rest. The thing is, you need to persist only on the right affirmations for you, because as long as you have the right type of affirmations, only time is needed for you to experience what you want. However, if you persist on the wrong type of affirmations, I'm afraid that you can repeat to yourself like a parrot the same thing 1,000 times a day. Nothing is going to happen. Or worse, you might see that you get blocked on other social media, or that your SP behaves in such a way that it can only upset you. So, what is the solution? You have a panel of solutions actually, depending on your state of being. Listing them all here would be quite lengthy, so I'm going to talk about two only. Number one, if you know that your self-concept and the manifestor is good, in that you understand that your power is within, that your energy is malleable, and that your physical reality can only interact to you or with you according to your energy, and if you're not too bothered by the blocked aspect of your current situation, any affirmation geared towards you having now a good communication style with your SP should work. Most of the time, when your self-concept is good, you will be okay to find a neutral or a positive meaning to a situation so that you don't get stuck anyway. For instance, in this scenario, it could be that being blocked means that your SP cares so much that it hurts them to see your name, and so to avoid being hurt themselves, they find it easier to block your name. Now, notice that I haven't said to block you as a person, but to block your name. A manifestor with a good self-concept will usually avoid identifying themselves with what they don't want, and won't take things personally. After all, this is a situation that your energy has consciously, or more likely unconsciously, allowed to show up in your reality. Therefore, it is as easy to make it disappear, or at least inactivate it. Scenario number two. If, on the other hand, You fear not getting your SP back. If you see your situation as being truly problematic, and if you think about it a few times today, then I would encourage you to work on your self-concept in parallel to your affirmations. I repeat that. Work on your self-concept in parallel to your affirmation. Again, notice my words here. I'm saying to do the two things at the same time. This is because, as you know, if you've been following me for a while now, I used to work on myself and put aside my manifestations. As in, I thought, I had better work on my self-concept, and when I'm good to go, then I will manifest and work on my manifestation. No, big mistake. All it did was that I achieved absolutely nothing, and I was losing hope all the time. I was not in a good place back then, to be honest. But when you affirm towards who you are, as well as your manifestations, while improving your self-concept, you are not delaying your manifestations. I will now give you a tip to create your new affirmation towards being unblocked. Again, please find words around the communication style that you want or prefer. If your SP's communication style has never been good and you struggle to feel it real or realistic, then you can affirm something around another aspect of your relationship, which will imply that the two of you are communicating again. Something like the fact that you love the way he had a romantic gesture when he did this or that. So see where this is going. When you feel overwhelmed by your circumstances, try and see if you can overcome them by affirming and focusing on another aspect of the essence here of the relationship, of what you want. I will now end this video by reminding you that it is important to enjoy your life, even though you might not physically experience your manifestation as yet. I was reminded of that this weekend myself. I had a pain in my body, and because I could not ignore the pain, because it was screaming at me, I started to only think about ways to relieve the pain. It was all that mattered and all I could think about. I googled ways to relieve pain, and I talked to my mother, asking her for advice. All my thoughts were towards the pain. All my energy was towards the pain. I couldn't see outside the box of named pain. My mother immediately said, "Why don't you go to the doctor instead of complaining so that you get immediate relief?" I was seduced by her suggestion and said, "I will call the secretary on Monday whenever I have finished my morning sessions." She replied, "No need to wait until Monday. You usually book your appointments online, so why the change?" I was lost for words. Because I was focusing on the pain and the pain alone, I had completely forgotten about common sense. I mean, if one of my friends had told me about the pain she was experiencing, I would have probably suggested the same thing as my mum did for me. But because it was happening to me, my brain shut down on anything else that wasn't relating to pain relief. See where this is going? When you are fixated on something in particular, it is usually more difficult to manifest it because you have no insight, no overview over the big picture, and most of the time it gets even difficult to enjoy the rest of your life. And yet, as you train yourself to enjoy your life, despite not experiencing your manifestation right this instant, you keep an open mind, and this manifesting is, after all, seeing what you want to experience. You see it without any useless delays. Does it make sense? Anyway, as you know, I do believe in you. I know you can do it. So on that note, happy manifesting.